All right, friends, we're back for another episode of the Black Tie Box Office Podcast. Today, we're going to do One of Them Days. That's going to be the film that we talk about. One of Them Days came out in 2025. It's directed by Lawrence Lamont. It was a comedy, hilarious comedy. If you haven't seen it, you have to see it. $15 million budget, grossed $45 million worldwide. It's doing really well. Great return on investment. Dante, what do you think of that film?
I loved it. I think it was one of the best comedies we've had. It reminded me of a modern day version of Friday.
That's a great way to put it, actually. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, because I think the film, you have Issa Rae producing it, who's brilliant.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And then you have Keke Palmer and Ziza, but their chemistry in the film's undeniable.
Yeah.
And I look forward to going into more depth with it.
Yeah, SZA, she's brilliant too. You know, I've never really seen her acting before, but she did her thing on this one,
Yes.
I think. I mean, the main cast is Keke Palmer, SZA, Joshua David Neal, Maud Apatow, Chanel James, Cat Williams, Vanessa Bell Calloway, Ariza Scott, Patrick Cage, Dwayne Perkins, and many, many, many more amazing actors that were part of the cast. One of Them Days basically follows the best friends, Keke and SZA, as they navigate the tumultuous day in Los Angeles when they discover that Alyssa's boyfriend, Keshawn, has squandered their rent money on a dubious business venture. The duo faces imminent eviction, and with only hours to secure the funds, they embark on a series of crazy adventures, attempting to secure the predatory loans and donating excessive amounts of blood, selling their sneakers, and a bunch of other crazy stuff. Gotta see the film. Hilarious. You ready to get into some questions?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. So One of Them Days portrays the challenges of financial instability and housing insecurity. How does the film reflect the real-life struggles faced by many individuals in urban settings?
Because the film deals with the fact of the act of eviction, and because these girls could easily get evicted and they got nowhere to go. They live in the jungle, which is a prominently ghetto area, and they love their apartment. I mean, it's not the best place to live, but there's not a lot of options for them because they live in such a crappy area, you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's tough when you grow in an area that doesn't give you a lot of resources, and you got to just kind of just shake and make it work, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. The film introduces Bethany, a new neighbor, symbolizing gentrification. How does her character comment on the changing socioeconomic landscape of their community?
Well, that's a great question because she's one of the few white people in the film, and she comes in, she's all bubbly and she's all naive. And she's a brilliant character. I'm not insulting her, but the fact is though, it's just she comes into this neighborhood which is predominantly black, and then she has the only nice apartment out of everyone else. For example, Ziza and Keke Palmer's apartment's literally falling apart. They go into Maud Apatow's apartment, and she has it's fancy, it's redone. It looks like it looks out of place because of where it's at, and I think that represents like you were saying, gentrification. They're trying to push certain people out in the movie and try and bring certain people in.
Yeah, I mean that's synonymous to real life, right? Like literally, I live in downtown LA, and there's a lot of homeless, and they're trying to literally, push out the homeless people and bring in more businesses, more money, more people who can afford to pay rent. That type of thing. So it's cool to see it highlighted in the film and pay some dues and respect to it as well.
Exactly.
The soundtrack features a blend of contemporary R&B and hip hop tracks. How does the musical selection contribute to the film's atmosphere and the portrayal of an urban setting?
It really sets the tone because you have all these well-known artists that are contributing to the aesthetic of the film, and and all the songs represent the mood or the tone which the scene is about to because the film, even though it's predominantly a comedy, it does have some serious moments, and the song selections really elevate certain scenes.
Yeah. Let's talk about SZA. We love SZA. She's an amazing artist. She's beautiful. She's got a beautiful voice, and now we know she can act. Personally, I hadn't seen her in anything before, acting-wise. So let's talk about her. Let's talk about her performance. What did you think of her performance? What do you think of her as an actor?
I really loved her because out of both of them, she's definitely the least dependable of each, or let me rephrase that. She's the least responsible out of the two leads. So I think what I liked about her is that she does a good job of playing someone who lacks responsibility, while also you even though she's kind of like aimless in the movie, like you still root for her character because of her chemistry with Keke Palmer. And I think like chemistry is what makes a film like important, and these two actresses have great chemistry. And Ziza's genuinely funny. Like her scenes that she's in are genuinely funny, and like I said, you're still rooting for her even though she's aimless, irresponsible, and at times you think to yourself, girl, what are you doing? But
Yeah.
you still care about her though.
Yeah, she is great. And she really did her thing in that role for sure. Last question. So the film utilizes LA not just as a backdrop, but as a character itself. Let's talk more about that. Like, how does specific locations within the city contribute to the narrative and the protagonist's journey in the film?
Well, they go to a bunch of different places in the film. Like, even though it's set predominantly in the jungle, there's a lot of different LA places in the movie. And, like, the film, but it represents the culture of each place, because there's this one scene where, like, Keke Palmer, this isn't a spoiler, goes for a job interview. And the job interview, like, the people in there in the interview are all upscale, like, all buttoned down, like, different, like, and they're different from what Keke Palmer's used to, and it represents kind of a culture clash. Like,
Yeah.
you have these people in the ghetto who live by the ghetto rules, and then you have these upscale people who who Keke Palmer doesn't necessarily fit in with right away, even though her resume is brilliant and she's a brilliant person. And I think like LA, like like them going to different locations, them getting into certain situations. Like I said, it reminded me of Friday, and I mean that in a good way, because Friday like is very much about an LA film, and it talks about it talks about the struggles of growing up in '90s, and like that film talked about the struggles of growing up in the '90s in the ghetto, whereas this film talks about the struggle of growing up in the ghetto in the 2020s. You know.
Yeah. If you were to leave anybody or leave everybody with something from the film and why they should watch it, what would you say?
What I say is this: the film represents in a way, resilience, hope, and like you keep fighting to live another day.
Yeah.
And I think that the people can relate to those themes.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I mean, life is insane, especially these days. You know, you just got to just keep going, stay positive, and don't give up.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I've had a lot of them days, not even one of them days, a lot. Yeah, definitely can relate. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We talked about one of them days. The next episode, we're going to cover another film. As you know, hit the like, subscribe button on the bottom of the screen. Leave a comment if you want to. And just tune in to the next episode. Looking forward to talking to y'all.